Very good day everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us from Phoenix to San Bernardino, the United States of America. We'll be using the PMDG Boeing 737-600 with the Janet Air Delivery, GSX, Microsoft, Aerosoft Seaboard Traffic Tool. And as usual, we're using real-world time and real-world weather. So we're parked here at one of the gates, Phoenix International Airport, Phoenix Sky Harbor, I believe what it's called. I'm sorry, I'm so ignorant. But we're standing here at the gate. The ground power unit has been connected, and the jetway has been connected as well. So this is Phoenix today. Looking nice and bright. Not sure about the temperature. I can imagine it's probably warm, but I don't know. We'll see about that in a little bit. So the ground power has been connected. Jetway is connected as well. So we'll turn on the batteries. Turn on the external power. Logo lights, anti-collision lights. Had some panel lights up on the overhead. Now that they're at it. Right, then we can get started. Let us start boarding process immediately. Request boarding.
Boarding requested.
So what's our gate? Let's have a look. Gate 178. And it's not in database. Let's call it Foxtrot 4.
Do you want to board crew?
I do.
Pilot's boarding starting.
Foxtrot 4, let's forget. Not in database either. Hey, that's interesting. Well, then I have no clue. Maybe anything we can see here on this chart. Not really named.
Crew boarding starting.
Parking gate. This should be Foxtrot 5, 4. It's not recognizing it. Foxtrot 5 perhaps? No, it's not in there. Okay, well, forget about that, so we'll just copy this position, put it there. So the route, we can request it. This is looking funny. Why does it do it like this? I don't want that. My route is not here. What is wrong? Why doesn't it get the correct route?
Hello. Passengers boarding starting. Okay, so I wanted to have a quick route. Oh, maybe because we didn't import the flight here yet in the electronic flight bag. So request data from SimRead. There it comes. So we got the Janet Airlines. It's sort of secret American government airline. 09030 knots, gusting up to 17, 19 degrees to 904. Okay, so now we have the same brief route. So let's have a look, zero fuel weight, block fuel. Let's check out OFP. Cost index 9, cruising flight level 400, wind 282 at 031. Block fuel 50, see 5.5 or 5.9, and then 2.5 or 2.6 for the final result. So 5.6. There's no block fuel, 5.6, that will be okay. Reserve 2.5. We can keep 2.5.
Hello.
Cost index 9. And then we have the 282031. Alright, so we set payload, and we set fuel, and we select route. So that is now requesting. Can turn on some panel lights down here as well. This always seems to happen at that specific spot. I don't know why. What's the problem? Load it up. It's now uploading.
Good morning. Good morning.
And then I think we can activate and execute, and then we'll have a look at the legs page, and that is our route. So then we go to departure arrival, departure, and let's have a look at our routing.
Hello.
Departing runway 07 left, and then we have the Keynes 3
Hello.
departure, 07 left. Keynes Sierra 3, and we got BLH, Harbor or Wolverine, and we got Harbor. So execute, index, arrival. So the arrival will have runway 06, and we got the Seater 5. For ILS 06, with the Seater 5 arrival, got the Julia PSP, can enter that, execute, and that should be our entire route. So legs page, looks all fine, and there's this route continuity, and we'll look at that later. So the init ref page, routes we have, we go performance init, zero fuel weight we fetch from here, we have 5.6 from our block fuel, and the final reserves are 2.5.
Good morning.
So we saw that the cost index was 9, the cruising altitude was flight level 400, and the cruising wind was 282 at 031.
May I see your boarding pass?
Transition altitude will always be 18,000 in the United States, so we can execute, so these numbers are okay. N1 limit.
Hello.
So not sure if we have to wait for the boarding to finish completely. Import from OFP, we got 07 left. Import from aircraft, import weather. It is calculating something with the numbers it has now, so we could at least do something else.
Good morning.
We'll take off at 53, should give us trim 5.86, P1 124, P rotate 124, V2 129. So take off at 53, 86.5 percentage of N1 with a flap 1 takeoff acceleration altitude of 50 normal feet. So take off at 53, take off at 53, we'll put that there.
Please.
It's giving us 87.2, not quite the same. We got the flaps 1 takeoff, center of gravity, and the trim will be 5.85, we'll take that. And then the runway length remaining, 102. We put that in this little box here. I don't think it's necessary, but we'll do it. Then we got 124, 124, 129. That actually appears to be correct.
This way.
So this basically the setup of our FMC. But we may have to do this once boarding has completed. We have 62 out of 105 passengers currently aboarded. So we're pretty much good to go.
Hello.
We have to set our squawk code 3121. We can go already transponder, right? Yeah, transponder. And the radio.
Hello.
The radio panels are correct as well. You can set the trim for 5.85.
Hello.
Do that.
Hello. Good morning.
Right, so for the weather, we have 2994. So the altimeter has been set. We're at currently 1120 feet. So acceleration altitude 1500 is a little bit low then, I don't get it. Elevation 1109. Not real sure what that means. Okay.
Hello.
So the IRS have finished, so we can turn on the yaw damper. Let's open the fuel pumps.
May I see your
Start
boarding
our
pass?
APU. And we should have our fuel on board now as well, 5.6. We'll turn on the passenger seatbelt sign. We'll wait with the no smoking sign for it, so we can hear the passengers. Hydraulic pumps, and probe heat and window heat. And then the pressurization will be flying at 40,000 feet. I will set the local
Welcome on board.
altitude at 1100. We'll tell altitude 1120, so yeah, 1100 will be the closest thing. That's been set as well. The APU is ready, so let's turn on APU generator, APU lead. We can turn on the flight directors on both sides.
This way.
Start with the left one first if you are the pilot flying, and you have to start with this one first. That's when it says MA for master, I believe. We'll set speed 250 knots.
This way.
Can arm the autothrottle, VNAV and LNAV.
Hello.
We're both armed. And we'll go to cruising altitude 40,000 feet.
This way.
So we can turn on traffic and our navigational display. So let's have a look at our departure. We already saw that on the map. We zoom out of runway 07 left. Why is this not showing us anything? Oh, was it lagging? Oh, what the hell is it doing? Let's see, legs page. So that appears to be correct. So, yeah, can go to map view again. And let's zoom in all the way. So I think we're pretty much set up here. We can disconnect the ground power unit. Or did we not go to... yeah. Disconnect ground power unit. And let's do import from aircraft again. Import weather. And let's recalculate. 124, 124, 129, 53, I don't think anything really changed. So, next page, dual FM, the ops restored. Then I think we can request taxi. So our departing runway 07 left. Left. So where is that? And where are we? We are here. Where are you? 07 left. So it's really simple. Push back. Nose to the left. Get back on. We get onto Yankee. Delta. We just follow Delta all the way. We end, and then we'll take a left turn onto Echo, and that's where we can enter the runway. So nose back to push back. Nose to the left. So we may have to do a few more things. Let's set the parking brake. Well, actually, that looks like it's set. No, parking brake set. And then the doors and everything, ground operations. Let's maybe just say ground power release. We didn't do that yet. Remove the chocks. And then see if all the doors automatically close. This one doesn't look like it.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So let's not do anything. I believe when that thing starts moving, then it might close, but I'm not entirely certain.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Thank you, we're all very impressed. It's asking something of us for sure. Close all.
Locking gear.
And the air says pull away now. There you go. So push back nose to the left. So we got 078 heading. The nose is being lifted, as you can see. Nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake release.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Copy. Thank you. Start engine number 2. Fuel.
Please set parking brakes.
Really? This was our pushback? That's not nose to the left. Okay. Sometimes God hides. Wait, we need to set parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay, just stop beeping, please. Engine number 1. fuel. Right, so we can set the flaps on 1 and the auto brake to RTO. We'll need to verify our takeoff speeds now. One 129. So it looks like we have 2 running engines. Let's just go ahead and confirm engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
Yeah, so that's a bit of an awkward pushback. We're not even on Yankee, we're just standing a few feet behind, and that's all.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay. Okay, we see it. Alright, so we're good to go. Have a good trip. What I'll do, get the pushback helper to help us out. Parking brake released, tug, and reverse. So we don't see the tug, but it is there. And there it is. Right, tug can be disconnected. My apologies. So, run with turn-off lights, taxi lights. And let's also turn on the main generators, and we can turn off the APU. Turn off the APU bleed as well, turn on the no smoking sign. APU bleed turned off, but we'll turn on the packs. Let's try and remember to turn those off before takeoff. Okay. Parking brake released. Oh, that's already released, so we can go. Well, it looks like I can just follow, we're actually on Delta already, look at that. Okay. We just follow Delta all the way to the end, and then turn left onto Echo. And be there. So let's turn on the landing lights. Turn on the DECAS. Then we should be fully configured for takeoff. So our V-speed is V1 124, rotate 124, and V2 is 129. What is this? Off-scale traffic. Now what does that mean? It's going to be a short flight, 56 minutes. I don't know why the engines are pulling up there. We have like a upslope. In any case, here is our runway. So let's turn off the packs. We'll start the timer. The auto thrust wasn't armed. Everything there looks good now. So takeoff thrust set. Let's go to San Bernardino.
Airspeed alive. 80 knots. E2. E2. Positive rate of climb.
Get up. flaps up. So we're now following the flight directors. We can turn off the nocturnal lights and the taxi lights. And we have to turn on the packs. We've set this to 40,000. Turn on the packs. It's a nice flight range, look at that. Try and keep that nose up a little bit. So we can expect a right turn in a little bit. I think I'll turn on the autopilot for this now. So CMD, so autopilot is on, N1 LNAV VNAV speed. The flaps are up, so let's have a look at our after takeoff checklist. After takeoff engine bleeds on, packs to auto, landing gear up and off. It's up but not off. And flaps up, no lights. And the RTL, the auto brake can go from RTL to off. Okay, what's happening on the flight deck? 10,000 feet, the nose will drop. You can turn off the landing lights now. The nose is not dropping yet, so we're still in this turn. We'll wait until the nose drops below 10 degrees of pitch, and then we can release our passengers. We're still at 10 degrees or so, but now the nose is dropping. Feet. We're going for 40,000 to increase the range on the nav display now, and top of climb is in about 80 miles, and top of descent will not be very late after that. So on our way to Keynes, 30 miles, throttle 280 and speed 284. To top of descent, we can already see 157 miles at 15:36
Zulu. That's in about 23 minutes. So let's prepare for our landing as well then. So we have the Seater 5 arrival. So we got the Palm Springs VLR, Alex, Vance, Seater, and then Berdo, and there's the, what is it, Paradise VLR. Have a look at our legs page. Roberto PDG. That's the Paradise VLR, and after that will be, there's no vectors, but then we go to Studoc. And Studoc, so our runway is 06, I believe it was. Runway 06. So Studoc, let's have a look, look at that, look for that. So there's Studoc and here's Paradise VLR. So these charts totally connect. It's looking good. So we'll just use that. So we can just connect Paradise VLR with Studoc and we should be fine. So Studoc can go there, execute, transition altitude. Runway 06, we put that in our fixed page. So we have 057, 109.3 India Sierra Bravo Delta, 109.3. And we swap them over, so that's active. And 057 on the course 057, we'll set it on both sides obviously. Even though we're actually just flying alone, right? But we can imagine that Mike is with us, right? So what else do we need? Transition out to 18,000, that's nothing new. 109.3, 057. So Peters at 3118 feet. Peters. Where the glide slope should start to take us down, I guess. This 6 nautical miles. 6.1 nautical miles. And the transition out, the decision height per minimum is at 250 radial. Radio altitude 250 feet. The glide slope is at 6.1. So it's the reciprocal for runway 06. 237. So 237 at 6.1. So that's PDG, then we'll take a right turn to Suroc. We can see here at Peters 6.1, this is where the glide slope will start. So we can also enter, we can enter 237 at 15. So from Sudoc to Peters, how far is that?
It's 6 miles. Let's also check the weather. There's no weather, no wind, nothing. To airport we go San Bernardino International. Weather. This is also 0, so there's just no wind. Variable 3 knots. Yeah, so it's nothing, no real wind there. Touchdown zone 51 feet, 1003. Airport elevation 1159, touchdown zone 1103. Still 1109, and the other one 1103, 1159. So let's say 1150, should be okay for our landing altitude. For the QNH, (0334). It looks like it might be fogged in. I'm not sure what the BR stands for again. 1.5 special miles visibility, so it's very poor visibility. That is so cool. I can't wait. Hopefully it doesn't change. Overcast at 400 feet. 12 degrees 3004. Let's start by pre-dialing 3004. So top of climb coming up in about 23 miles or so. (25, 24). So the left speed, let's just use something for now, but at least we have something. Go from flaps 40 is 123, plus 5 is 128. I believe in the Boeing it will actually say 128 at runway 06 and at Beatus. So that's always very nice, I always like that. Let's make that 4,000, and not or above, but just 4,000. Beautiful little airplane. So Colt coming up, 13 miles. That's also the top of climb. And top of descent was at 1536. So I can't wait to see that weather. Hopefully there is actually fog there. That's always super cool. almost at 40,000 feet now. Plane about to level off. So we have the ILS frequency in here at 109.3. Let's see the descent checklist, pressurization, landing altitude, recall check, auto brake. I think there's a VRF at minimums, approach briefing. Alright. We're expected to land at 16:04. That's in 40 minutes. I don't know how this is for other people, but for me, this is absolutely soothing. Love it. Okay, we're still at 40,000 feet, and the top of descent is in about 6 minutes. I cannot see it here yet. Maybe it's just slightly out of range. And there it is. So to what altitude will we descend? Well, let me tell you, that is 3,118. (3118). So what do we put in? So we put in 3,100 feet. So below there is now descent width. It's all not a lot. (20 miles). So let me start the sky dolly so I can record the landing. Always cool. So after touchdown, where do we go? San Bernardino, runway 06, so we'll exit to the left, go Alpha 2, maybe, no, not Bravo, that would be, but yeah, around Alpha 2 I guess, we'll exit to the left and get into Echo, and that will take us, Customs Terminal, Fire Station, that will take us to the terminal that way. So exit to the left, let's say Alpha 2, or here, and then we get to Alpha Echo. Okay, top of descent in 11 miles. But a nice groove, a nice feel, I like it. But it's a little bit sloppy. But maybe it's supposed to be a little bit like that as well, right? Like nice and loose. Alright, 3.8 miles, and then we'll start descending. Let's go to the legs page. On our way to DECAS in 20 miles. And now we'll just keep on monitoring the progress. So curious to see about the weather. Here goes your nose down. Look at that. So descent has started. Retard. Still nicely in profile. The film just started. So what does PSP stand for again? Palm Springs VOR. To Alex, to Band, to Peter, to Berdu, and then to PDZ, the Paradise VOR. And then that will take us upwards. Directly connecting from Paradise to the initial, is that an initial, this is the initial approach fix, so that's the initial fix, not really sure what to call these. But then we go to Sulok, and then we'll turn on the localizer. Now we have like 6 nautical miles before the light soap will start to take us down. Actually here at Peters. Go around procedure, you climb to 2,000 feet. Then climbing right, turn to 6,000. So first you climb to 2,000 feet, then you climb to 6,000 feet and you turn right. Direct PDZ VOR and hold. Continue climb and hold to 6,000 feet. So to PDZ VOR, there's Paradise again, and there's a holding pattern. PDG, here's the holding pattern information, I guess. So it's a right-hand pattern. So this actually does make sense to me. You're coming in from this direction at 258 and you'll just fly around. So at 6,000 feet, a right-hand pattern. I'm not sure what the direct bill might mean at the 2,000 feet up. Maybe this is like, I don't know, the go around. Anyway. So descent checklist. So pressurization, whoops. Landing altitude, what's our altitude? 30,000. So pressurization landing altitude, so that was 1150 I believe, yeah. So recall, let's check our recall. Flight control, why? What is wrong? Yaw damper is off. Alright, looks like I found it. Nice, so I guess that's why the checklist is in there. So let's have a look. Flight directors are both on. VNet LNet is demanded. Auto thrust is on. With CMD, RM, LNet, VNet pad. You're a little bit below on the profile. That's good. So let's continue. Auto brake. We will use auto brake 1. Landing data VLF minimum. We have almost everything. Basically we have everything, but let's check the INETREF page. So we are now at 123, that will be 122. So 127 knots. Our final approach speed at full flaps, which is 40 degrees. The minimum is 250 radio altitude. Got our VLF speed. Have the landing data 109.30057. Quickly just double check. Now that we're at it, 109.3057. 109.3057. The EME is not picking up yet. We're still a little bit too far out for that. And an approach briefing that has basically been completed. And then approach at 18,000 feet. We will switch over to the local pressure. We have now cleared out 3004. So let's see if we can get an update. 1455. There's no update yet. So we'll still be using 3004. I'm really not sure about this weather, but we'll see shortly. I've asked ChatGPT now to interpret the weather there. Okay, so looking at that weather, I can actually believe what we saw earlier about the overcast at 400 feet. It's like fogged in. We're okay on the profile, a little bit high. So what is chat telling us? Nothing yet. But still a little bit high. Not very much, 53. Let's get some speed brakes out. Okay, so BR has missed. Reduced visibility due to moisture in the air. Visibility 1.5 statute miles. Overcast 4,000 feet above the ground. Alright, so let's retract the speed brakes now. Our expected time of arrival, legs, progress 16:05. That's about 20 minutes. So let's strap in our passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have started our descent. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. We expect to arrive in San Bernardino airport in approximately 20 minutes. We are expecting some low visibility on arrival. It's San Bernardino today, with mist in the area and overcast cloud layer about 400 feet above the ground. Winds are calm. We're not anticipating any turbulence, but we will be conducting an instrument approach. So you may not see out of the window till just before we touch down. We will keep you updated, and as always, your safety is our top priority, and thank you for flying with us. Feet. So yeah, that's definitely a lot of clouds. See if there's a new weather report. 14:55. No. What is the time? It's an hourly update, so in a couple of minutes we should receive a new one. Here we are at 18,000 feet, so we'll go to standard pressure. A little bit high, let's get some speed brake up. go max bank angle 30. For that burn right there. So do we have terrain? A little bit high. A little bit speed brake. Speed brakes retracted again. So on our way to Theta, 10 miles. Speed 248. We're right on speed and right on vertical profile. Time 15:53, so at 54 we could expect a new weather report. But that will usually be 5 to 10 minutes later. That's a very pretty sight, those mountain tops peeking through the cloud layer. Very nice indeed, look at that. I'm loving it. Right, let's stay on top of things. So 10,000 feet is coming up, so we can turn on all the landing lights. Let's also start our APU. That is starting up. There's another mountain piercing through the cloud layer. Okay, so what's happening now? 10,000 feet coming up. Then we go to Berdu. So just keep on going. Berdu is 5 miles at 8,697. A little bit high. We're gonna go hit those clouds, man. So we should remember to turn on the anti-ice. So there's no, doesn't appear that there's any precipitation here. So I'm liking this gliding down. to terrain, radar is telling us something, not quite sure what. Probably diesel altitude, so 075 looks a little bit like some sort of dangerous kind of altitude. Man, it's so annoying to get that overlay. So we're already at 5,000 feet. We're almost at PDZ. On the Paradise VOR, and then we'll take a right turn. And as I said, it might be a bit of a sharp turn. Oh, there's the terrain, look at that. Look at the terrain. Alright, not so very good here. Okay, so let's get focused now. This should be on map. And turn off terrain. I don't think we'll need it. Speed 235. We're definitely decelerating. At Sudok we want to be at 199 knots at 4,000 feet. We're getting closer to the airport. See, there's no DME yet, but we're getting closer, 15 miles basically, that's the ring. So along the turn-off lights, taxi lights. Below the glide slope. Let's see if we can arm the localizer. But we're not receiving any DME just yet. We're standing by for a right turn. Our speed is now dropping, 207, aiming 206, 205, just slowly going down. Our flaps up speed is coming up. So VRF speed still at 122 knots, so 127. Localizer capture. Man, this is nothing to see. I think I'll have to turn on the anti-ice just in case. Maybe a little bit early, but I don't know. Let's just be better safe than sorry. It's hard to tell where it actually starts. Okay, so we're on the localizer. That means that we will also arm the approach. (3,500 feet) is below the glide slope. So the localizer here, I don't think it has DME then. If that is possible, I believe it is. Flaps up speed, beat us in 1.6 miles, and then we'll start decelerating. Actually, we should be here at 127. Why are we almost there and still go fast? Let's do flaps 1. So captured by the localizer, no, by the glide slope. Where's the outer marker? We're a little over 5 miles out now. See if we can go flaps 2. Drop our gear. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing. flaps 5. Speed brake, auto brake 2. Let's go flaps full. At 127 knots. So I think we're coming in a little bit fast. The aircraft did not really quite slow down at the previous waypoint.
1,000.
Here you are, 1,000. So we have single channel. So decision altitude is 250 feet. So go around, climb to 6,000, first to 2,000, and then to 6,000. So let's arm the ground spoiler. And the engine start switches to continuous relights. Speed brake arm, landing gear down, flaps green lights, landing checklist complete.
Approaching minimums.
Okay, autopilot disengage. Idle. A little bit of rudder.
20. 10.
Whoops. Whoop. Okay, I think we're down. There we are. Welcome to San Bernardino. Let's get our reversers out. Knots, engine to idle, flaps up, D-brake retracted, and we can exit here. Oh, hello Chelsea, are you going to run into us? Let's park up here. Are we actually even allowed yet? So there's an airplane. This looks weird, look at that. Let's never do that again. An airplane parked inside the building. Right, so here we're actually at what looks to be like a cargo area. But I just want to park somewhere and we're done. I'm good. Right, we'll stop. Parking brake set. So, welcome to San Bernardino once again. It was an interesting landing. I wasn't expecting any wind, but let's actually see if there's supposed to be wind right now. No, it's calm. So it felt like we were drifting a little bit to the right. So maybe it was just poor approach, I don't know. But here we are then. Everybody's in one piece. A beautiful little 737-6000. Okay. Well, thank you very much for checking, everybody. Always appreciated. And I will see you at the next video. Bye bye.